happened so fast. My fiance and I were sitting on the couch. I'd only proposed the night before, but she was already planning guest list and cake arrangements. Our baby, Thomas, snoozed in his bassinet. All seemed normal. But as we discussed venues, she suddenly froze mid-sentence. She had a strange look in her eyes, half confusion, half desperation. She began shaking. When I asked her what was wrong, her lips struggled to form words over chattering teeth. Cold. It was Arizona, in July. Nothing seemed to warm her up. By then, she was doubled over, clutching her stomach in agony. She repeated one word, again and again. Hungry. Thomas began crying. Something was very, very wrong. I ran to the bedroom to get my phone. She needed an ambulance, but from the next room, a sharp cry and a sound like snapping twigs. I saw my fiancée holding Thomas' limp body in her arms, blood everywhere. She was eating him. I dropped my phone, screaming, "What have you done?" She didn't seem to notice or care. I tried to wrench him from her grasp, but she only howled, "Food, food." Her grip around his little legs like iron. I ran for my gun. I didn't know what else to do. That was 15 years ago. The case made national headlines. Suburban psycho eats child. The overwhelming silence of an empty house was deafening. Eventually, I threw all of their belongings away. I only kept her engagement ring. We found it hiking in the Sierras just before we learned she was pregnant. A tarnished gold band, inscribed with the initials TD. Definitely old. I couldn't bear to part with it. She'd always wanted to know where it came from. Recently, I let a historian friend of mine do some digging. He called me, talking rapid fire, clearly ecstatic. As he spoke on the speakerphone, I slipped the ring over my finger and began recording the call. I wanted to preserve this, to honor her memory. "Hey Mike, I think you may have something special." As he went on, my hands felt strangely numb. Based on appearance, I'd estimate the ring to be the mid-19th century. I turned up the heat. I couldn't seem to get warm. Based on the location, I think it was lost by a settler coming over the mountains. I'd never been so cold in my life. The phone began to tremble and I was so hungry, my stomach turning in knots. As for the initials, I think I know who that is. If so, it would be solved. A real historical mystery. So hungry, never to be warm again. Needed food, needed to survive, needed meat. He didn't hear me drop my phone or walk into the street. He continued breathlessly to an empty room. I think TD is Tamsin Donner. Her husband was the leader of the group of pioneers called the Donner Party. From outside, a muffled scream. Her body was never found.